Come now, let us reason together, says the Lord. For your sins are like scarlet, they shall be like snow. Though they are red like crimson, they shall become like wool. Come now, let's argue this out. Come now, let's reason together. This passage is about grace. But God sounds awfully annoyed in this passage. Before he says, come now, he says stuff that sounds like a spurned lover. Like someone who has been fed up. He says, what to me is the multitude of your sacrifices. I've had enough of these burnt offerings. Trample my courts. No more. Why do you give me stuff? Your incense it stinks to me. Your new moon, your Sabbath, you're calling a convocation. I can't stand these assemblies. If you're acting this way, they're a burden to me. I'm weary. When you stretch out your hands, I'll hide my eyes. Even though you make prayers, I'm not done with this. Your hands are full of blood. Wash them. Wash yourselves. Make yourselves clean. Remove the evil of your doings before my eyes. Cease to do evil. Do good. Seek justice. Be fair. Rescue the oppressed. Defend the orphan. Plead for the widow. Come now. Let's reason together. This sounds like, be honest, this sounds like some man who has made a terrible mistake in his relationship. And he has betrayed the woman who loves him. He has betrayed her trust. And now he is trying to purchase forgiveness. So he wants to purchase it by having a reservation at a very nice restaurant in Manhattan. Having a nice town car pick them up. Dressing up, he bought her a nice dress, and he bought her a nice Tiffany bracelet. Oh, look at this. They're like, I like this infraction. I like this infraction. I don't know what it is, but I'm starting to. And now they drive over, and she's quiet on the drive. Oh, look at this beautiful sunset, my dear. Nice. They get to the restaurant. He made a reservation for the nicest booth in the place. Not too close to the live music, but not too far either. The waiters treat them all well. The waiters call him sir and her miss, and the perfect attendance. This is a five-star restaurant. They give you the cups and the silverware, I think, on the right side, and they take it on the left. This isn't like Applebee's, they just give you the stuff and take it out. This is very fancy. He is trying to purchase her forgiveness. On her face, it's clear she's hurt. It's clear he did wrong, and it's clear she's not going to want to talk about anything else but the issue. But he purchased it. Here's the music, here's the food, here's the bracelet. When you try to purchase forgiveness, what you're purchasing is a distraction from the issue. You're purchasing a distraction from the infraction, a diversion from the misdeed. That is what happens when you try to purchase forgiveness. And so she may look at all this as he's ignoring the obvious, which is that he messed up and how he needs to face it. He needs to talk about it. He needs to deal with it with her. And as he continues to not want to deal with her, he brings on more and more gifts, more and more distractions, at which point, you know what she may say? She may say, your gifts are an abomination to me. This live music is a clanging cymbal. This jewelry is a chain weighting my arm down. When you extend your hands, take them away from me, they're dirty. This is hurting me. This is a burden to me. All these gifts, all of this restaurant, this dress is a burden to me. Come now. Let's argue this out. Let's reason together. Let's deal with this. It's about repentance. Repentance sounds like just a terrible word. I mean, throughout the Christian ages, when you hear repentance, you usually think you whip yourselves and to say how terrible you are. That's not repentance. Repentance is just when you face the issue and make the change. It's simple. Repentance means just turning around. It means you face the issue and make the change. Here's a good example of repentance. You keep going to bed at 2 a.m. and you know you need to wake up at 6:30 a.m. to go to work. But you can't stop watching this one show all the way to 2 a.m. Every morning you're lethargic, you're sluggish, you're too tired, you don't function right, you're grumpy, you're grouchy, right? What repentance is coming to the realization that you need to go to bed earlier. You need to get some sleep. And the moment you realize that my entire week is ruined because I can't stop watching this terrible show until 2 a.m., when you realize I need to get to sleep earlier in order to function better, the moment you realize that and the moment you go to bed earlier, that is repentance. It's like with a checking account. Sometimes you keep on spending and spending and you refuse to look at the bill. You refuse to look at the statement. If I don't see it, I have the money. If I don't see it, I have the money. And you keep spending and spending and spending, and I'm not going to look at the statement. I'm not going to look at the statement. If I don't see the issue, I have the money. Until finally you look at the statement and you realize, my goodness, I need to make a change in the way I spend. And what repentance is the moment you realize that, you make the change. That's repentance. That's it. It's recognizing that you got to stop eating Popeyes so much because you don't feel well every morning. You got to take a break, maybe once a week, not 5 days a week, right? McDonald's Monopoly is wonderful. It's exciting, but you've got to stop eating McDonald's. Repentance is recognizing this needs to change and change. It's facing the issue. Repentance with people is not about feeling sorry or embarrassed that you did wrong. It's not even about feelings. When you make a mistake with somebody, what repentance is when they tell you, listen, when you keep saying these jokes, they hurt my feelings. I don't like being around you when you say these jokes. It makes me uncomfortable. Stop saying the jokes. What repentance is whether you like it or not, you say, if that makes you uncomfortable, I will stop because I want you to feel comfortable. I don't want you to feel bad. I don't want you hurt. Repentance is stopping the jokes. It's simple like that. And so what God is saying is, look, let us reason together. Face the issue. These new moons, these festivals, this worship, it's diversion from the issue. It's a distraction. Going to church for folks who have been hurt by church is an act of courage. It is. For some folks to go to church when they've been hurt by church, it takes a lot of courage to go to church. You know what I'm saying? For other folks who grew up in church, though, do you know how to talk like a Christian? You know how to smell like a Christian? You know how to sound like a Christian? You know how to walk like a Christian? Church can become a diversion. And the person you hide from, ironically enough, is God. When you know how to look like a Christian, act like a Christian, talk like a Christian, smell like a Christian,